We hear a lot about the horror stories from American prisons, but what are the prisons in India like? Today we're answering that question. These are 10 prisons in India you won't believe. At number 10 we have Cellular Jail, also known as Kalapani. This prison is notorious for terrible conditions for the inmates. Reportedly, prisoners could face torture, medical tests, forced labor, and, for many, execution. The inmates have tried to go on hunger strikes to protest the terrible conditions. However, the guards began force-feeding them anyways. The prison is located in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and being sent here is the equivalent of a living execution. If a prisoner were to complain, they'd be subject to extreme torture methods. One of them being that they would be forced to wear coarse clothing that was rough on their skin and scratch their skin for 3 months. Many escapes were attempted, but prisoner 12819, Mehtab, and prisoner 10817, Choi Toon, came the closest to succeeding. According to The Guardian, they stole away from the islands on March 26, 1872, rowing out into the Bay of Bengal on homemade rafts across a 750-mile stretch of turbulent water, dodging schools of bounty hunters who fought over 250 rupee rewards, which was then 25 pounds. Picked up by a British vessel, they persuaded the crew that they were shipwrecked fishermen and eventually pitched up, free, at the stranger's home for Asiatics in London. The two were fed, clothed, and given a bed, but while they slept, Colonel Hughes, the home's proprietor, took photographs that were circulated around the empire. One morning, Mehtab and Choi Toon awoke to find themselves shackled and frog-marched aboard a ship bound for India. At number 9, Chennai's Puzhal prison. Back in the days of it being commissioned, this prison was brutal. Prisoners had no access to water and cleaned their toilets with mud. Even when they had access to water, they had to choose whether to wash themselves or their clothes. Nowadays, it seems the prison has changed its ways completely. Additional Director General of Police and Inspector General of Prisons, Ashutosh Shukla, told The Hindu, the facilities provided to A-class prisoners are portrayed as a luxury. Mattresses, clothes, cots, tables, private cooking, and eating vessels are permitted to the prisoners of A-class as per Tamil Nadu Prison Rules 1983. There is nothing unusual. If a prison can afford to wear a suit inside the prison, we can't prevent that. Wearing shorts and shoes are also permissible. The prison does have one very big problem that seems to keep rearing its head. Prisoners keep getting cell phones somehow and taking hilarious selfies in their cell. The prison authorities removed 18 television sets after they found that inmates were using the USB ports in them to charge mobile phones brought in illegally, sources said. At number 8, Madras Central Jail, Uttar Pradesh. This prison has a maximum capacity of 650 inmates, but actually houses 2,200 prisoners. As they all share cells, they sleep in shifts. The lucky ones get their own cell, which is only 6 feet by 2 feet. For comparison, the average American cell size is 50 to 70 square feet. What's worse? 70% of the total 300,000 inmates in India's 1,356 prisons have not been convicted of any offense. They are under trials, most of them victims of police high-handedness and a grindingly slow judicial system. Of them, nearly 2,000 have spent more than 5 years behind bars without being convicted of any crime. At number 7, Begusarai Jail in Bihar. Begusarai Jail in Bihar was such a terrifying experience for an 18-year-old Amit Kumar that he still wakes up screaming from nightmares of police boots crashing into his body and faces of hardened criminals staring at him. Kumar was released on June 13th after spending 72 days there. He was arrested on charges of facilitating a neighbor's abduction. Tortured to make him confess to the crime, he was released only after the abducted boy's body was found and another neighbor confessed to the crime. India Today conducted a massive investigation into the jails in India and discovered a huge crime ring within the biggest prisons. At number 6, Bur Jail. In Patna, almost every major crime is linked to the gang lords lodged in Bur Jail. In February 2011, under trial Bablu Mishra, accused of selling spurious liquor, was beaten to passing in Bihar's Yerwada Jail at the behest of the powerful liquor mafia, which feared that Mishra would spill the beans. Bur Jail in Patna is one of the largest prisons in India, headed by Sri Jitendra Kumar. He is also known to control the illegal activities inside the prison. Kumar is a 1995 batch officer and has experience of working as the central jail superintendent for more than 10 years. He is considered a no-nonsense cop. Corruption is a large problem in India as well. Often cops accept bribes from inmates to turn a blind eye to them smuggling things behind bars. At number 5, Delhi's Tihar Jail. Tihar Jail is one of the most corrupt jails in India. Rajiv Agarwal managed to smuggle in a BlackBerry phone. It is not known how long he had the phone before it was recovered from his cell during a surprise check. A page 3 prisoner accused of a white-collar crime disclosed how he managed to use his satellite phone undetected in the prison for 2 years. According to him, life in prison can be comfortable if one has money and is not in the media glare. From pizzas to chicken from Mario's Bukhara to the best quality booze, everything can be arranged for the right price. It's just that the chicken has to be boneless and the liquor clear like gin, vodka, or white rum. I calculated that one needs about 20 million rupees a year to live comfortably in jail, the former Tihar inmate said. At number 4, Yerwada Jail, Pune. This is the famous jail that Mahatma Gandhi spent several years in during his Quit India movement. It is one of the biggest prisons in South Asia and the biggest one in the state of Maharashtra. It can house up to 5,000 prisoners at once. During his 1932 imprisonment, which started after his arrest in January 1932, Gandhi went on an indefinite fast to protest against the communal award for depressed classes on the 20th of September 1932. He discontinued his fast after signing an agreement called the Pune Pact with the leader of depressed classes, Dr. Ambedkar, in jail on the 24th of September 1932. Gandhi was released from the jail in May 1933. At number 3, Parapana Agrahara. So apparently India holds a yearly competition during a hygiene meeting to determine which prison has the most amazing hygiene out of them all. Parapana Agrahara has taken the prize. Yes, they have prizes for first place. Around 1,319 prisons from across all states and union territories had participated in the contest, which was held in Ahmedabad recently. Quality of the food, livelihood, and health of the prisoners, cleanliness inside the prison compound, maintenance of toilets and bathrooms, safety, security, and duty deployment were some of the parameters which were surveyed as part of the competition. A competition on how clean a prison is seems a bit oblivious to the reasons a prison exists for. At number 2, Madras Central Prison. Madras Central Prison used to be one of the largest prisons in India, but had all of the inmates transferred to a different prison. It was originally built to house transit convicts who were to face the Sazai Kalapani in Cellular Jail. In 1999, some of the inmates rioted following the passing of an inmate named Boxer Vadavelu. They set fire to a room where the assistant warden had taken refuge. Riot police were called in to contain the riots. The police initially used tear gas to quell the rioters before resorting to live ammunition. In the battle which ensued between the inmates and the riot police, 10 people, including a prison official, were executed, while more than 100 people were injured. At number 1, Sanganer Open Prison. Open prisons aren't a known concept in the West, but let me break it down. Open prisons have minimal security. Sanganer Open Prison gives prisoners 12 hours to roam every day. At the end of the day, the inmates must return for a head count. The system is completely trust-based with the prisoners. Admittance to India's open prisons is similar to how parole works in many countries. Prisoners are transferred from conventional prisons into open ones based on a range of criteria such as behavior, motivation to reform, and physical and mental fitness. Well, that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.